Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Excuse me. Let's see. Lola Love, thank you so much for being here first. Uh, Juliet Holder Fowler, thank you so much for being here second. Mary H. Uh, Nolalando Niandini, thank you so much for being here. Khadija Jacobs, Jules Ryder, Gwendolyn Daniels, Katie V, Lydia Washington. Oh, by the way, Lydia, I didn't get the that thing I needed. I checked earlier, but I don't think I got it. So um that person, I forgot who it was now. But if you having trouble getting into the live chats or commenting, please make sure that we do have your um your YouTube channel. That helps out. Okay. Aside from that, let me see. I'm gonna do a double check right quick. Oh, I do have it. I do have it. I just checked it again. I do have it. Oh, um, so you mean to tell me there's an update on that story? I have to check that out, won't I? Thank you so much for that. Um, Chiefs Chris Jones offers 1.5 million for the stolen chicken wings. I love it. I love it. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. You know what? It's a sad day when the chicken lady goes to the slammer. You know what I mean? It really is a sad day. That's like saying there's no Santa Claus. So, prayers to the chicken lady. I mean, let's face it, a good hot wing has gotten us through some very tough times. Okay, let me make myself comfortable. Okay. Let me see. Wasn't that an Aretha Franklin song? Ain't no wings. Ain't no wings. Ain't no wings. Ain't no wings. I tell you, there ain't no wings. Uh, okay. Would you call that embezzlement of chicken wings? Okay, let me see here. All right. Ain't no wings. Ain't no wings. All right. Let's get into it. So, El Principe, Principe, Harry y Meghan Dukes de Sussex in a Saria agenda. Anyway, what it says is, what is their Harry and Meghan's agenda while they're in Colombia, right? And so there is a very, very warm welcome anticipated. I cannot wait to see the colors and to hear the music. And oh, it's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. Um, and check it out right here. That is from I believe it's the Vice President's office, Vice Presidencia. Yes, Vice Presidencia. Um, that is the official communication describing everything that the vice president wants you to know about this visit. Pretty cool, huh? I'm impressed and very happy, I might add. Um, Let's see here. Oh, and of course, those are the colors. I'm going to say it's gold, blue, and red. Or would you say it's yellow? I don't know what their official um, explanation is, but I'm going to just say gold. Gold sounds so much better. So those are the official colors of the Colombian flag. I think they used to have a symbol on the flag and they took it off, or am I confusing that with another nation? Okay. And while we're at it, I tell you what, let me take a look at something very fast. While we're at it, okay. Is this what I'm looking for? Oh, yes, it says right here. Okay. Okay, so in Colombia, as you know, Colombia had a history that was part of the slave trade, not unusual for South America, right? African slaves frequently rebelled against their masters either through the practice of, is that uh, sermar, sermara, sermar, sermon, sermarajne, renage, or through the armed rebellions in Santa Marta in 1530. Just 5 years after the city was built, a slave rebellion destroyed the town. The city would rebuild only to suffer a new rebellion in 1550. Okay, okay. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is obviously because the Sussexes are headed that way. So we're going to be hearing a lot about that in the next few days. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you so much for being here. Although it was certainly possible for an individual slave to free their masters and go, that is possible for an individual slave to flee, not free, flee their masters and go unnoticed among the free black population of a large city. It was precariously situation in which a fugitive was at constant risk of discovery. Therefore, it is natural that many acts of flight were organized and directed toward communities of maroons, as it's spelled here, in which they could find security with those of their own class. Okay. Abolition. Okay, abolition. It looks like War of Independence in 1816. This process controversial because landowners who depended on slaves both for work and social status staunchly opposed liberation process. Why don't that surprise me? Okay. So, yes, there is that history. Well, the other thing is that one of the tabloids, I don't care to say which one, but one of the tabloids or one of those, um, you couldn't call it a news channel because it's not really news. They were trying to say that Harry and Meghan somehow is going to, that there may be the intention of using them in some type of way where their history is concerned, which obviously means that um, Britain just does not want to um, hear about those things. They do enough to, they want to talk about the Magna Carta, they want to talk about all the queens and the battles and such, but they rarely want to discuss slavery unless it has to do with their abolition, which of course, we know did not bring any type of reparations to the formerly slave, but only gave reparation to the slave owners. Everybody, as far as reparations are concerned, everybody has received some form of reparation throughout the past couple hundred years of history, except for people of African descent. The Japanese received uh, money from the United States because of the internment camps. Germany has been paying through the nose over the years, but African Americans or Africans anywhere North or South America, and that includes the Caribbean, have received absolutely nothing in terms of reparation. Reparation, as far as I'm concerned, that is long overdue. And maybe that's what the fear is that the conversation about reparations will kick off again. So maybe that's why they don't um, feel that it's proper for them to be there, or they would prefer that they not go there. And then it's also an issue of control. They don't like the idea that they cannot control the Sussexes. Um, Colombia and United Kingdom relations are the bilateral and diplomatic relations between Colombia and the United Kingdom. Uh, okay, not British Columbia. I'm not looking for that one. The colony of British Columbia. No, again, not that one. I'm not looking for that one. I'm looking for Colombia, South America. Anyway, we'll dig some more into that this week, or this weekend, should I say. All right. So anyway, one of the squaddies has put a prayer up for us. It says a prayer for safe travel. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, whose glory fills the whole creation and whose presence we find wherever we go. Preserve those who travel. Surround them with your loving care. Protect them from every danger and bring them in safety to their journeys in through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. So there you go. That is the prayer that one of the squatties offered up for the Sussexes. And they will need our prayers because one of the biggest stories on the planet right now, trust me when I say this, is the Sussexes going to Colombia. It is just what people want to hear right now. Yes, we should not forget about all of the other things that are happening on the globe, but you do have to take time out to smell the roses. So that's what we'll do right now. Um, and I think collectively, a lot of people are feeling the same thing, especially the Sussex squad. Ah, the colors, the colors. Now there is a good chance that our Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, will partake in some dancing. I just saw a video earlier where Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, while she was in Colombia, let me tell you, James Brown made a song called Get on the Good Foot. I wonder if that's what he had in mind when he wrote that song. Not likely, but you know that the Dutch royal family, they love to dance. And Maxima, she is good. She is good. She knows how to turn it up, as they say. Now, I couldn't help but think about this crybaby earlier today. I could not help but think about this crybaby earlier today. Do you remember the meltdown that he had because he felt as though the Sussexes were not being fair? That they, well, anyway, I'll let you hear his moaning, his moaning about Harry and Meghan. It's pitiful, and he should be embarrassed. Richard K should really be embarrassed.
What they need to do, it seems to me, going forward, is build bridges in the United Kingdom, in particular, with their family. Perhaps get back onto social media in some way. Don't be so hostile. Be more open about what they're doing. When they do something, we, the media, only learn about it at the very last moment. It's very hard to engage with them as a couple. And I think there's room for big change there if they want to.
Sweetie, I don't know how to tell you this, but they are not over there anymore. They don't owe you all anything. They are, well, according to the Royal Rota, to the tabloids, they are non-working royals. But the only thing that is odd right now is that they seem to be the only working royals. Harry and Meghan seem to have been carrying the weight for that institution for quite some time when it comes to public image. It really hits a sour note anytime the other royals do anything because nobody's interested and nobody cares. The last time that the world paid attention to that institution, I mean, collectively, the world paid attention. It was after one of the members of the family was negotiating. Oh, excuse me. Did I say negotiating? That was a slip. I mean, convalescing for 6 months, right? The last time that they were on the world stage, it was because someone decided to disappear for 6 months. Illness or no illness, there was no reason why that person was not visible. We've talked about that. And so when she did finally come about and tell her story, it was only because, number one, people wouldn't stop asking. And number two, we thought something terrible had happened to her. And number three, it was a way to stop people from discussing it. And that did work. By and large, it worked. But that's it. For all of 2024, there's been nothing from that institution. There was a little blip here and there, but aside from that, not much. Once we knew that that person was alive, um, it was the smallest audience that you could expect for Wimbledon, right? And worse for Trooping the Color. So that's it. As for Charles and Camilla, much to do about nothing. William, nothing. And don't even get me started with those other people. So they are as excited as anybody else. We already seen the way the institution was salivating over the Nigeria trip. They even seem to, I would say the media, the British media, that is, I think they were even somewhat polite for the first few days, and then they started throwing shade left and right. And and that's not counting all of the stuff they said leading up to the trip. That was horrific. Then it was like they were kind of cool, and then it was back to the same messy. But in between, they got beautiful images, videos, photos, everything that they needed to sell papers or to create engagement. And trust and believe they're looking forward to that right now. Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you again for watching Royal Sussex. Let's listen to that one more time. It's only 30 seconds long.
What they need to do, it seems to me, going forward, is build bridges in the United Kingdom in particular with their family, perhaps get back onto social media in some way. Don't be so hostile. Be more open about what they're doing. You know, when they do something, we, the media, only learn about it at the very last moment. It's very hard to engage with them as a couple. And I think there's room for big change there if they want to.
They don't. They don't want to. If they want to, they don't want to. By the way, I do believe Harper's Bazaar has been invited to come along this time. I don't know about People Magazine, but I think there's going to be someone from Harper's Bazaar embedded on this trip with the Sussexes. Thank you for that. Thank you, Paula girl. Okay, let's get back over here. So there was, I guess, every online news service, and I do mean every online news service has mentioned this trip, from the most obscure, and of course, as far as Latin America is concerned, or the, what do they say, Spanish X, Latin speaking countries, Spanish speaking media, they have been all over it. So I apologize. I'm not sure which one is proper, but that being said, it has been quite the story. Like right there, the Sussexes in Colombia, which this one I believe is translated. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle 4-day tour to highlight Colombia's cultural and social initiative. Well, that is definitely part of the trip, but don't forget the invitation came from the vice president. And as far as I know, it mostly has to do with the children, and Harry is going to pay a courtesy call to the Colombian team for Invictus Games. So, but yes, there's going to be a lot of culture too, as well. There should be. Yes, and of course the hostility, the blatant hostility that they have shown with the Duchess of Sussex over and over and over again. Now, one of the things that people are hoping for is that our Duchess is going to show off her Spanish speaking skills. As you may remember, Meghan worked at the American Embassy in Buenos Aires, which you can see right here. And because of that, she became quite fluent. After all of the Spanish that she took in school, she didn't really get fluent until she got to Argentina. And that's where her skills excelled. According to her, her Spanish has kind of a bit of a Italian tone to it, because as you know, in every nation, Spanish is just a little different accent, or a very drastically different accent. Some nations they speak slower, faster, and not everybody uses the same words. So, um, but of course, it's still Spanish. The first time I've ever heard someone from Spain speaking Spanish, I didn't recognize it. I did not recognize it. I'm just like, what language is that? And they were like, Spanish. I'm like, really? They said, yeah, we're from Spain. I'm like, oh, that explains it. So, um, but anyway, cannot wait. And I'm sure, and I hope she gives a lovely speech in Spanish. That would be great. And to be able to speak to the children and converse with them, that is going to also be epic. Awesome. Cannot wait. Okay. And then here, the peninsula. God, I forgot what country that's from. But yes, the peninsula, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle will visit Colombia. AP, Associated Press, same thing. I'm telling you, this was all over Twitter. This was popping up today. Beacon of anti-colonialism, slave town in Colombia. That is what they're so afraid of. They don't want Harry and Meghan to. They don't want the world to hear about that stuff. I mean, it's not like it's a big secret or anything, but they'd rather not. Because listen, anything like that, if the Sussexes are involved, people will take notice. People will recognize. People will, um, it'll be a topic of discussion, even if it's for just 5 minutes. It will be a topic of discussion. Harper's Bazaar has been very fair to the Sussexes. People magazine is nothing but garbage and a mouthpiece for the royal family. They don't deserve any exclusives from the Sussexes. Yeah, and a lot of people were very surprised that they were invited to come along last time, but it's I guess with magazines and newspapers, some publications you have to um how do I put this? It's like with the New York Times. They can be your best friend or your worst enemy, right? And when the New York Times brings in a guest to write, an article or whatever, if they what do you call it when there's a good op-ed, when there's a guest writer, I forgot the proper term, but um, sometimes it can be everything that you could hope for. And then other times they can be very right wing and super conservative. In People Magazine case, they can be overly gossipy about things when you least expect it, just when you're lured into a false sense of security with them, then they go all tabloid on you again. So um, we'd be very wise to give them a good old side eye. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Uh, if you recognize that logo at the bottom on the left, I'm not sure. I meant to put the actual papers at the top. I did that one twice, didn't I? And then over there, BBC. And then there is Primacea, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, blah, 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 4-day trip. Right. And whatever paper that is. Then right here, this is my favorite. I don't know who made this, but I love it. The map of Colombia with the Sussexes looking like the ultimate tourists, right? I mean, they just look like a couple of backpackers making their way across a country or whatever. But I love that one. That has been my favorite one to come out today. No haters allowed. And then here is a lovely collage made by someone in the Twitter sphere. It's like a what do you call it? It's like a quilt. It's like a quilt. Now, what is the itinerary? Thursday, August the 15th, press conference that will be broadcast on the vice presidency. I'm sorry, on the vice presidencies. Yeah, okay, that's right. Social network and hosted by the vice president. So we got that to look forward to. Forum with the Vice President, Archwell Foundation, and Luminate to address one of the central topics of this visit: developing strategies to generate safer digital environment and contribute to eliminate hate and cyberbullying on social networks, which I did talk about that one the other day, I believed. Yeah. But yeah, there's something happening in November that is going to be a much bigger occasion for that. So this is kind of like I guess, a warm up for that event, I think, something like that. But yeah, so this is one of those things that the vice president of Colombia is really taking on as part of her platform. And God bless her for that. Okay. And then the third thing on Thursday, which again is tomorrow, visit to school in Bogota, where they will participate in a perspective session. During this, they will interact directly with students who are exploring the digital landscape. So remember, this was the main reason why they were invited. And then Friday, August the 16th, visit to an educational institution in Bogota focused on the importance of integrating social emotional well-being in education. This meeting will reinforce the commitment to the cause for the mental health and emotional development of the younger generations. And then a private lunch hosted by the Vice President, Francia Marquez, where they will be provided with a detailed briefing on the upcoming Global Ministerial Conference on the Elimination of Violence Against Children, which will take place in Colombia this year. Again, I believe that is in November. So, wow, that's making me wonder, will the Sussexes return for that? What do you all think? Or maybe one of them, not necessarily both, but maybe one of them will return. Don't know yet. Maybe not. I mean, it would be so soon, wouldn't it? After such a big visit. But we'll see. Let me see if I can find that Colombia. Global Ministerial. Okay. I know I have that. Hold on a second. Huh. And I don't. Okay, no matter. Okay, I wanted to show you that, but anyway, I was going to show you the screenshot for that event, but it looks like I don't have it anymore. Conference. No, I don't have it. Fudge. Okay, sorry for my language. And then thirdly, meeting with the Colombian Invictus Games team, an initiative of Prince Harry and the Invictus Foundation that highlights the resilience and strength of military veterans, aligning with their ongoing commitment to the well-being of veterans and their family. if you recall, this Dusseldorf, should I say, that was the first time that Team Colombia had actually gone to the Invictus Games. So, yeah, that was their first time so far. And of course, I do believe that they are going to join Invictus when they go to um, Canada in 2025. Okay. Take that. Put that up there. Let's see what happens. Huh, nothing. All right, no matter. Ha, there we go. All right, I found what I was looking for. Let me share that with you. Okay. And here it is. That's it right there. Global Ministerial Conference on Ending Violence Against Children. And that is November 7th and 8th. And that is in Bogota. So I don't see Archwell listed. They have the government of Colombia. They also have government offices of Sweden's Ministry of Health and Social Affairs, World Health Organization, UNICEF. What is that? Act 15 now? And then that looks like either the UN or World Health Organization, something like that. Oh God, it's so small I can't see it. Office of the Special something violence against children. So that is what's coming up, and so they're going to have a conference about that during the Sussex visit. So that should be interesting. I hope we get some video of that. I hope we get video. All right. And right here, this, did I miss anything? No. Okay. This was in The Guardian today. Meghan, I'm airing my struggle with that thoughts to help others. The Duke of Sussex has spoken about her. Did I say Duke? The Duchess of Sussex has spoken about her struggle with mental health and thoughts as she and her husband launched an initiative to tackle child safety online. Meghan, who revealed in an interview with Oprah Winfrey 3 years ago that she was struggling while a working royal, said she hoped by speaking out she could help others. And when you've been through any level of pain or trauma, I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to really open about. Is to really be open about it. She said on Sunday in a joint interview with Prince Harry on the U.S. network CBS. So that was in The Guardian. If you care to find it, I don't have the link for it, but that is in The Guardian. So they did have an article about our Duchess today. And that's more of the article. And then I found this: educating parents, youth, and communities about ways to keep children safe from online bad people is not our kids with a Z.com. See there? Not K-O, I'm saying K-N-O-T OURKIDZ.com. So if you feel that you need to share that with someone, a child, a grandchild, a cousin, whatever, um, or if you need information, I looked at their webpage today. Seems like a very good resource. And it's not just about bullying or, you know, filling someone's heads with thoughts. But if you look at that thing on the right side there, sometimes they use coercion for financial gain, which is why you see those symbols right there. You see there? Venmo, Cash App. Um, can't tell what the other ones are, but that is another thing that needs to be considered. So, just so you know, that is also part of the problem. The problem on social media. Sometimes they use blackmail against kids to some degree or another. This is a really big issue, and I'm so proud that Harry and Meghan are taking their time to discuss this because it's important and it's something that gets almost every day it gets worse and there's not much discussion about it. There's no big like names that I know of aside from Harry and Meghan that are even talking about this subject, right? I mean, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these global leaders have things that are part of their platform, or they have like a main platform. But this one, it seems like I cannot think of anybody else except for the Sussexes. I really can't. And it is something that is in every household. If you have Wi Fi, if there's a smart device in your household, even if it's one of those game systems, there is vulnerabilities. So it's going to be a very interesting future when it comes to this stuff. And of course, Harry and Meghan will be on the forefront of it. Um, Interesting. They want to bring the Invictus Games to Birmingham. Birmingham Council to sell off athletes' village homes at more than £300 million loss. Sales of hundreds of empty homes designed but not used for Commonwealth Games attacked as absolute scandal. You mean to tell me that you all want the Invictus Games so bad, and yet it seems as though whoever whoever runs the circus seems to be the same person handling the finances in Birmingham. What the what? Hundreds of empty homes in Birmingham, originally designed as an athlete's village for the Commonwealth Games, will be sold by the council at a loss of more than £300 million to the taxpayers. What is it? Ayub Khan, the independent MP for Perry Bar, where the apartments are located, said it was an absolute scandal that the labor-led authorities had agreed last week to sell more than 700 homes to a private company in a deal forecast to result in a multi-million-pound loss. Why are they taking the loss? Why don't they just sell them? Birmingham Council, England's largest local authority, declared itself effectively bankrupt last year due to a financial crisis largely caused by an equal pay claim bill and a failed IT system update. It is also facing a housing crisis with 23,000 households on the waiting list for social housing in the city, where 450 new applications, I'm sorry, and 450 new applications every week. So every week, 450 people are applying. The list has grown to what, 23,000? Well, hopefully this won't have any effect. And it really shouldn't. Hopefully it won't have any effect on the Invictus Games, but interesting. Interesting. They have a couple of years to get their business together. And there was what, a pledge of 20, what was it, $26 million from the UK government for the Invictus Games, something like that. Not too late to move it over to Washington, D.C. Let's just wait and see what happens with the election, shall we? Trying to find that money. Someone is living high off a hog. Lex says using IG for brand Britain and recovery, not for vets. All right. Well, again, I hope there is no effect on the Invictus Games. And this, what, Birmingham was supposed to be where the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, wasn't that like where a lot of the veterans would go for treatment? Or those injured in battle, that would be where they would be stationed and hospitalized or something like that. Interesting. Thank you very much, Legs. Oh, well, there's more to that article. I believe that was also in the Guardian. Now, Henry VIII, who we all love, a person who has followed Will and Kate. And just in case you are not familiar with Henry VIII, Henry VIII said that she witnessed the way the language in social media became increasingly racist the minute Meghan's name was mentioned as well, you know, that she and Harry were dating. And then, of course, when their engagement was announced, that's when things really took a nosedive in terms of the type of language that was used. It went from bad to worse. And so she witnessed that. She has been paying attention to that institution from the wedding of Will and Kate. And of course, when she realized where things were going, she moved over to Team Sussex. Anyway, while I have little doubt that there was some kind of health crisis affecting the household, I remain convinced that most of what we saw in the first half of 2024 was some kind of negotiation. Babes, Kate Middleton won. And the reason why she's saying that is because Prince George won't be starting new school this year, despite most others his age starting year 7. So, as you know, Kate was very much against George going to whatever that other school was. It's the place where they make all of the aristocrat kids crazy, right? She didn't want him going there. William, they were like, oh, yeah, William's putting his foot down and blah, blah, blah. Well, it seems like Kate has won. Looks like Kate has won. Creative life negotiation, it's the only thing that makes sense because it was, I would say, it was never official from Kensington Palace, But we all know that there was some sort of speculation or it was leaked, deliberately leaked, that there was going to be a royal divorce. We all know that those two were not living together, allegedly. That has been a big sham for quite some time. And the way that they were able to distract from that was to use the Sussexes as the scapegoats. And so while there may have been some illness, and it seems like as we got closer to 2024, Kate was becoming increasingly uh, gaunt. She looked very sickly, pale. She did not look well at all, right? And maybe the stress of 2024 and the big announcement got to be way too much for her. I don't know. But who knows what the illness was? They never said what type of abdominal surgery it was. And then when they said it was cancer, they never said what type of cancer it was. Um, all I know is Kate looks very rested and tan and has been looking well ever since we saw her at the Troop in the Colors. And if you ask me, I would say she didn't look so bad when she was on the bench, although they used a very pale lighting to create this ethereal, rather, I would say, angelic look. I still think she did not look so bad. And I will say it again. If the queen could work up to 8 days before she died, or should I say, make her last public appearance 8 days before she died, and even do her last, well, royal duty by accepting Liz Truss as the prime minister the day before she died, surely Kate Middleton can do some work too. But she chooses to not do anything. Again, it looks like Kate has won. Kate has never been interested in being a working royal princess. She only wants to show up for the big occasions. And that's that. It looks like she's got away. Why Kate's year has been tougher than anyone realizes, and why she's starting to glow again. She won. Whatever the negotiation was, she won. That's why she's glowing, because everything is going her way. Oh, it was Eton. Thank you so much, Beverly McGaskill. That school, Eton. That's where she didn't want George to go. Something about Eden makes those kids cray cray. Um, but yeah, that's why she's glowing, because everything is going her way. Looking tan and relaxed, as I just said, and surprise video appearance by the Prince and Princess of Wales at the weekend to thank Britain's Olympic heroes was the summer lift that all royal watchers needed. If you say so. I think we're about to get our summer lift tomorrow, but if you say so. Also, this article, like most Kate articles lately, have been thrown out just to remind people that Kate Middleton still exists, that there are other royals. And if you think this is something, I can't wait to see what they're going to say about Kate and or William tomorrow to remind people that they exist. Lord knows I'd be surprised if they show up and do some work, but don't be surprised if they don't make an appearance. Don't be surprised if they don't make an appearance. Let me see here. Got a PayPal. Thank you so much. KH for the PayPal. Let me see. Okay, now if there's a message with this one, I cannot seem to open it. Let me see. I'm never good with opening up those messages. They changed the menu for the PayPal, and it seems like all they're trying to do now is sell you something. There's all kind of like, anyway, thank you so much, KH. I will try to open that again, but it seems like every time I go into it, it's more about a list of stores where you can get discounts. I liked it better when it was just a simple app, but you know how it is. Everybody wants to merchandise. But thank you so much for that. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Charles has been going out working without a mask around the public. So why not Kate? She was okay at Wimbledon without a mask. She's also has had predictable good days in advance. Here, here. You got a bail for that one. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's all just a bunch of hooey. As Henry VIII said, whatever it is, she won. She won. Now, sad news. One of my favorite movies, Gloria, starring Gena Rowlands. Well, at 94 years of age, Gena passed away today. I love her, and I love that movie. I believe it was released back in 1978. And the theme of the movie is this kid's family was whacked by the mob. Um, and after losing his family to a mafia um, situation, uh, being the little neighbor's kid, she noticed that he was looking for help as the only witness. And also, he had something that they wanted that was very valuable. And so she decided to protect him. If you've seen the movie, then I know you love it too. Also, I think the movie was The Notebook. She won an Oscar for that. Great actress. And I'm telling you, I love that movie, Gloria. That she was, what is that they say, the femme fatale? Yeah, very, very good. So check it out if you can. If you have the subscription to YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube commercial free. The whole movie is on YouTube. There's a lot of movies on YouTube. So if you are a YouTube subscriber, I hope you're taking advantage of a lot of those movies. Some of your favorites, you'll be surprised. Some of your favorites you can watch with your subscription. Now, I don't know which movies, excuse me, are free to people without a subscription, but check it out. It's a really good movie. And by the way, I'm almost done, you guys. Look like we'll get out of here in a little over an hour. AI again. AI. Somebody used AI to create the president and cat lady all in one. I love this. And so I decided to lift that image and see how she fits in the Oval Office. Uh-huh. I would say that's a good fit. Or how about this? Another image on the north side of the White House, the North Portico, as they call it. And don't forget, she's a prosecutor. So expect to see something like this at the next debate. Something like this. a virtual arrest, if you will. But expect to see this at the next debate, and not a hair out of place. uh, I was hoping that someday that there would be a female prime minister and a female president of the United States at the same time. But unfortunately, the last female prime minister didn't last as long as the cabbage. A head of cabbage lasts longer than Liz Truss. So I guess we'll just have to wait, maybe. Yes, that was weird, wasn't it? But that whole thing with Elon, that whole thing was weird. So yes, I did hear about that, and it was, well, Tim Walz said that they're weird people. She has the boldness, vision, and strength of conviction to build on what Boris began. That's why today the Mail backs Liz Truss for leader. Wah, wah, wah. Truss was a disastrous dalliance who served only to remind us of what a real leader looks like. See how fast they change? 1 minute she was the cat's meow, the best thing since sliced bread, and give or take a few days, she was the worst thing that ever happened to Britain. See how fickle they are? Which is why they say a head of cabbage lasts longer than Liz Truss. And with that, I am done. So thank you all very much. Remember, Colombia is 2 hours ahead of me, which means East Coast, they're like an hour ahead of you. I think that's right. But yeah, so if you're wondering about time zone, the Colombia is 2 hours ahead of the US. So if it's 8 a.m. there, it should be 7 a.m. here. I think I'm right about that. Or for me, it would be 6 a.m. Yeah, so that's what you can expect. But it's going to be exciting. And you guys, I will do my very best, especially, I'm going to scour the interweb and try to find as many of those videos that I can share with you, and do one of my famous collage videos within a day or so we can get all the data from this visit to Colombia. This is why we all work so hard to protect our faves. Is for moments like this when they need to go out there and project their image and their vision. There is always a supportive audience out there for them. There's a supportive group of people, and that's the Sausage Squad. Yes, the Sausage Squad. We got their backs. So thank you very much. And Jose, don't worry, I'm going to get you back in here soon. Hopefully by tomorrow. I'll try to do it before I forget. I believe that was what? Jose Williams. I will get you back on the chat and or comment section. All right. Love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, I think I fixed it for Jose Williams. So that should take care of that. Just that fast. I fixed it. So I expect we'll see you real soon. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so. I don't know if people, you know what I'm saying. Some people would prefer their anonymity. So, but thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, was it 49 days? She was prime minister for 49 days? Wow. Have you guys ever seen the video where Liz Truss was speaking out against the idea of monarchy? She waged a vigorous argument for the Republic movement. I don't know what happened to her, but she waged quite an argument for the Republic movement. But I guess it makes sense that you have to play along to get along. And really, aside from an unnecessary expense, the royal family is totally inconsequential to most people's day, unless you're a royalist or unless you receive one of those OBEs or something like that. I don't think most people are really that interested. And that's probably the key to their survival is hiding in plain sight. Wow, the Sussexes are trending like crazy. Is this real? Kate and William calling in to lengthy royal tours as family comes first for couple. An insider claims that the Waleses will not be leaving the children to be looked after by nannies and will respect school terms in order to spend more time with their three youngsters. Oh, that was June of 2023, that article. Wow. I don't know how I missed that. You know what? It's timeless, though. It could be any given time. They probably said that after the what was it? The Caribbean tour disaster, to try to make it seem like they don't care that they're not doing these tours. But it's not a matter that they can't or they want. They won't. The thing is, the government will not allow it. It has nothing to do with those kids' school. The government will not allow them to go. They are um, stuck. They're stuck. They're not allowed to leave that island together. Oh, this looks interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Thank you, whoever just sent me that. All right, you guys, I will see you.